Welcome back, Perilous World Radio. It's time for our Patriot Outreach segment, patriotoutreach.org. If you want to support a good organization, Patriot Outreach, 501c3 nonprofit, so your donations are tax deductible. Not that that matters as much as helping our patriots. Colonel Tony Monaco joining us, and Colonel Pat Proctor, also Kansas State Representative, 41st District. Gentlemen, hello, and I'm going to throw it over to Tony Monaco to start the segment. Go for it.
Well, appreciate that, brother. Appreciate it. Well, you know, one of the things that life brings us is dark forces. There's dark forces telling you that your vote is worthless. Your vote doesn't matter. And everything is corrupt, so why bother? Give up.
Yep.
Stay home. Now, when I was younger, I was in California, and I worked on a congressional campaign. And to give you the illustration, in Los Angeles County at the time, there was 1 million eligible voters, of which half of that was actually registered, so that's down to 500,000. And then half of them actually go to the booth, so you're down to 250,000. Then half of that determined the outcome of the election. So it's kind of like if you actually voted, your vote's kind of worth like 5. And so that brings up the question of, is my vote worthy? And, you know, of the things about election integrity. What say you, Pat?
Yeah, you know, I'm the chairman of the Elections Committee, and I've been laser focused on this question for the last 3 years as the chairman. And, you know, what we've been working on is trying to restore confidence in our elections, because so many people, like you said very aptly, Tony, they no longer believe that the results of our election reflect their will. And so one of the big things that was going on in Kansas was we continued to take mail-in ballots for days and days after Election Day. And, you know, that erodes voter confidence when those vote counts keep changing. And, you know, President Donald J. Trump has given us a great roadmap on the things we need to do to restore confidence in our elections and secure our elections with his executive order. And it just so happens that the same day that he issued an executive order saying we should get rid of that policy and continue to take ballots, we passed that in Kansas over the governor's veto. But of course, those forces, those dark forces you're talking about, they're suing that law because they want to erode voter confidence. They want, you know, conservatives to stay home. So only the ballots that they harvest are the ones that get counted.
You know what I realized too, with all of this that's going on, that Donald Trump in his first, what do they call it? His first presidency. He talked about he's going to get in there and drain the swamp. And boy, you know, he opened everybody's eyes to what is a swamp. Because if you listen to the politicians, you know, what are you supposed to do? You just kind of, well, I don't know. It's like you said, you're laser focused. I can't be laser focused on politics. Sadly, we do have to be, but we were all kind of asleep at the wheel, and we let the monkey kind of, you know, it's like, you ever heard the joke about the monkey was driving the bus? The last thing I saw was the monkey driving the bus. Anyway, but it's like we have these, who's driving the bus? And all of a sudden we realized nobody was driving the bus. It was just a bunch of losers. And so they drove us off into this swamp. Now, here we are. They really... They really surprised everybody. And of course, as I think, this is my opinion and only my opinion, I think that they cheated America out of having Donald Trump having a second term. They literally cheated us out of it. And how are we supposed to fix that? We had to endure, but the enduring the 4 years of Biden showed us even more. It woke us up even more than running off into the swamp with the monkey driving the bus. That crashed us into the swamp. But now what they're doing, gentlemen, is that they are getting us, they're getting us caught up in legal battle after legal battle after legal battle in the swamp. So we're in quicksand, mud that is, it's hard to see and it's hard to understand. It's hard to fight when you're in quicksand and mud. It's like, this is what this world is doing. It's throwing everything at not only Donald Trump, but at us, because we doubt ourselves. I think Tony kind of mentioned that. Like, who am I? What is my vote worth? But united we stand. These are the United States, and we needed to be united, and we weren't. We were all divided by stupid little things, and we get depressed and we get angry, which compounds us saying, I don't want to get anywhere near politics.
And we go home. During Trump's reelection, 11 million evangelists stayed home.
There you go.
11 million. And as a result, we had 4 years of Biden. But as you say, the good Lord gave us a second chance, although we didn't deliver it. But do keep in mind, even, you got to sit down for this one. Even Michelle Obama got to get it right. She was quoted as saying, "You got to vote, 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 vote. That's it. That's the way we move forward."
Yeah.
You know, I'm a believer, and I really think that the Lord does turn all things towards good, those who have faith in Him. And this, yes, we had to endure 4 years of the resurgence of the swamp, but I think first of all, it showed people how bad it could be.
Yeah.
And second of all, it gave Donald J. Trump 4 years to really think about how he was going to come back and how he was going to really address these problems, put the right people in place. And so I'm very confident, and this lawsuit against our 3-day grace period repeal, we just got it moved to federal court, and in another federal court, Fifth Circuit federal court, they've already ruled that taking ballots after Election Day is unconstitutional because the Congress has set first Tuesday after the first Monday in November as Election Day, and you can't add days. And so we're winning these battles. I just think that, we've got to have faith, and we've got to continue the fight and continue to stand on our principles. Yeah.
Well, I scratch my scabby head, as my dad used to say. I scratch my head and go, how could we have fallen so far and become so corrupted? And pleasure is one of the biggest things. We have become pleasure creatures, and so we support all the things that please us, and the truth is not always pleasing. Go ahead.
But also keep in mind that we were raised. There was Charles Kirk had one of his show clips and had a father who came in and his son. His son was very conservative. He was very liberal. And Charlie Kirk said, well, first of all, neither of you should be arguing about politics. Your family, take care of each other. But I will share this with you. When your father, actually was a Democrat back in the old days, you had a lot of trust factors. You believe the government is trying to do good. You believe good people are in there and things like that. And what your son is seeing is, I see the corruption. And so there's the clash. And the truth is even Abraham Lincoln said, the ballot is stronger than a bullet. And so the key thing to take away from this show is you can make a difference. I'm sure Pat can give a few examples of how people banging on the doors of the chambers made a difference. And you can be involved, and you can vote, and you can ensure that there's integrity, and you can contact your representatives, and all kinds of good things you can do.
What say you, Pat?
Yeah, you're talking about the swamp, and this especially this last 4 years has really exposed how it all works. Elon Musk's Doge effort, uncovering how all this foreign aid was being funneled into these nonprofits. That's happening right here in Kansas. The folks that are suing us are part of, they hate when I call them this, so I call them this all the time, the Axis of Ballot Harvesting, the ACLU, this group called Loudlight, this group called Appleseed. They hide behind their nonprofit, nonpartisan status, and they rake in millions and millions of dollars from George Soros and foreign billionaires. So we also passed a law that bans foreign money in our elections. And I know I hit the mark because they're suing that law too, because that's their gravy train.
That's
but
right.
Donald Trump has done a great job of shining light, and the cockroaches are scurrying, and we're really starting to clean up government. I'm hopeful for the future. I really am.
Oh, good. I am too. Unless I sit down and watch too much news.
Well, here's something I saw today. There's a clip that came across, and in trying to divert the issue, he said, the clip says, if the Epstein files had anything bad about Trump, Biden and the administration would have already used it against him.
Right.
Yeah.
And I go, that's a logical question.
Yep.
Well, and by the way, through 4 years of a Democratic administration, there wasn't any light being shined on it, and they're blaming Donald Trump for finally shining a light on it. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
people have lost faith in the media.
We listen. The truth always comes out sooner or later. I mean, it took a long time about Kennedy and the assassinations of that stuff, but it always does come out. The truth comes out. And so my new way of living is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God, because I just don't want to give life to lies and to evil and to the dark side, because then I am forsaking God. He gives us the truth, and we should speak the truth, and we should love and honor and cherish the truth, because he is the truth. He represents the truth. He is the truth. So in my life is so much easier. I have no problem talking about my mistakes, my sins, my past, things I've learned today. And so that's why I like bringing folks on the show like you guys. And first of all, to say thank you both for your service, not only when you were in the military, but of course the continued service to our country, because we need the wisdom that you carry inside between those two ears. I hope you have both ears. Anyway, so thank you guys. Appreciate you both very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having us on. Thanks for shining light.
There you go. All right. If you want to help support,
do good.
There you go. That's Colonel Tony Monaco and Colonel Pat Proctor. Support Patriot Outreach at patriotoutreach.org. We'll be right back with our last segment. Stay with us.